Hey, hello, metal men and metal girls. Let's talk about metal, indeed, and the band Dream Theater. I'm so happy to finally talk about that new release, Parasomnia, that will be out on February 7th, 2025. The new album with Mike Portnoy being back in the band. I'll go on a track by track analysis right after this. I just want to state some facts about this old piece of music. Overall, I think it's their best album since the departure of Mike Portnoy. The album A Dramatic Turn of Events, the first with Mike Mangini. That album was really good, I think. It wasn't a masterpiece, but there was some composition that were outstanding, to say the least. Breaking All Illusions, Last Not Forgotten. Yeah, you know the drill. Right off the bat, you feel the impact of Mike Portnoy coming back in the band. The songwriting is different from the last few albums. Maybe you'll think it's way too alike some material they did in the past. I completely don't give a fat fuck about that. No, I'm just here for great music, and I think this album is a great piece of music. You heard the first singles, it's not overcomplicated, it's a bit what you can look for Dream Theater to do at this stage of their career, and it's not overcomplicated if you are looking for the band to really expand the focus on expanding their limits on hot time signature, to see them to push the shredding to the next level. I don't think there's a bit of that, but it's not the main focus. They really want to write good songs and melodic hooks and really soulful guitar playing, piano playing, because there's a lot of piano. There's also keyboards, orchestration, but there's a focus on the piano, and I love that. If you remember when Jordan Rudess came in the band for Scenes from a Memory in 1999, that album was filled with a lot of absolutely amazing piano parts, and there's a ton of it on this Parasomnia record. So let's go. I think it's a great follow-up to Black Clouds and Silver Lining with a pinch of Scenes from a Memory. That's not saying nothing. It's really a great record. I'm like 6 full listening session into that album, and yes, I'm really satisfied with it overall. The intro is quiet at first. For a while, it's building in tension. The piano is coming in, and Jordan Rudess is already shining on this part. Then a big chuggy riff is coming to take all the place, and you know it's on. Oh yeah. So the best part is still the long outro. It's a solo by John Petrucci with a tone from Evan. His tone on this album are marvelous. It's incredible, like the best he did in his career, to me personally. And you can hear in that outro solo of the first track that the spirit of the song Overture from Scenes from a Memory is right there. I can tell you, you will not be mistaken. The second song, The Night of Terror, you know it. It was the first single. I covered that song in deep in my reaction video. I will not do a larger statement here. I think that song is back to the formula that made them great at during the 2000s, and the spirit of that era is back in full force. The third track, A Broken Man, is another one I did a reaction video. It reminds me a bit of the intro of the song Panic Attack on Octavarium at the beginning. Absolutely adore the chorus with that super melodic, groovy, dark riff by John Petrucci, while Jordan Rudess is hitting the piano with an absolutely beautiful lead. When the break arrives, I love the drum beats, typically Mike Portnoy, but there's nothing like the solo of Petrucci on this track, and Portnoy is following almost beat by beat tremendously that Petrucci solo. So yes, that's great. The transition to come back to the chorus, I think gives a wing to the song Home on Scenes from a Memory. Talking about the next track is the number 4, and it's 11 minutes song. There's a long intro with heavy riffs, nothing really complicated, nothing captivating, but it does the work. When the lead comes, then it's getting way more interesting. Portnoy beat is a lot of fun, I think, combining the ride and the hi-hat with tom rolls. You will hear a lot of that with his drumming, obviously in the past and on this record. And I think those beats are very cool on top of Petrucci's solo. It's quite a long solo, very cool. How they build the tempo to get to the chorus, which is again a lot of fun, with a hauntingly beautiful piano part leading the way. My only maybe complaint for this track will be that the main riff is overused. Yes, they changed it a lot during the song. You have like few versions of that riff, but maybe it's not strong enough to overuse it like that. Still, it's very good, so don't get me wrong on that. The outro is quite enjoyable with two new riffs, reminiscent again to the main riff, but they are adding spices, and yes, it's really hitting you in the face. I really like that, and yes, that's progressive music at is maybe not its best, but in a good shape. Song number 5 is the last single, Midnight Madness. That solo is pure excellence to me. The sweep picking section, you think you know where it's going, but no. John is surprising us, switching where is leading the way with his solo, and I love the fact that he can still surprise me after like listening to all his solos, so maybe 200 of them. And I really like also the tapping part into that solo at the end. I think it's quite a bliss. I really dig that chorus musically, and that riff after the last one is crazy good. So I think it's maybe it's not one of the best track for sure, maybe my least favorite, but it's still very good. My least favorite is the completely useless interlude of 90 seconds. I will delete that track, to be honest. It doesn't bring anything more to that album, but it's short, so I will not talk about it that much. The 7th track is Bend the Clock, and I think that album is really good up to that point, but Bend the Clock and the last track are both magnificent composition, amongst the best they ever did, maybe. Yeah, it will take more time to really digest that. I really love those tracks. And Bend the Clock is a very smooth, soothing ballad at the beginning, but it's getting a little bit more punch to it. It's not heavy in any case, but it's soulful. Then you have a great transition distortion guitar riff that I really love, that brings the energy a little bit higher. The tempo is moody, and you really feel how full of emotion it will be in the next few minutes. It's a great composition, and Libri sounds at its best within its register that he has right now, and he's not trying to push anything into higher level, not too much. He sounds great. I love him singing within his range. It's way better for our ears. And first guitar solo hits you at 3 minutes 30, and it's 30 seconds thing of pure beauty. Labrie takes the lead back before Petrucci unleashed the beast completely with an awesome outro solo that will make even David Gilmour shivers, I think. The ending shreds a lot, and it goes in fade out. One of the best piece of lead guitar you can get. I would say it's like the version of Comfortably Numb by Dream Theater. It's so soulful. Every note is right at its place. A lot of shreddy things thrown here and there that in the second half of the solo. It's pure emotion from start to finish. What a great solo, and what a wonderful track. Yes, it's and the guitar tones on that track. Whoa, it's a pure bliss. And now, this is the last track. Yes, the Shadowman Accident is taunting you with its lengthy 90 minutes, 30 seconds, and it will not let you down. Oh no, fuck no. Tabarnak de Callis. It was so majestic. Love it. In fact, that's the best composition on this album by far. After some nice moody passage as an entrance, we get a drum roll that will bring the spirit of Overture back from Scenes from a Memory. I told you in the intro there was almost a shout out to that instrumental track, but they are coming back with that drum roll that feels really like that, and maybe a bit of Dance of Eternity, which is a wonderful thing. And yes, you get the cool orchestral epicness on top of that, and then you get a strange deja vu, almost a like riff that hit you like a train, and it's done in the lower strings, but it attacks you. And yeah, Petrucci is doing that outstanding solo that will leave you speechless, and Rudess is playing a great piano in the back before the song goes very soft after that long intro of almost 5 minutes, and Libri is enveloping you with guidance, with his soft voice, very mellow, very cool, love it. That mammoth stays that way without getting boring for a while, and you will finally get rewarded with a nasty, faster riffs that will take you by surprise. I was like, whoa, okay, that direction wasn't expected at all, but you're feeling so happy, just happy to hear that. And the next few parts will be a lot of great guitar staccato riffs. After they will do Petrucci will do a lot on the lower strings, and it's all palm mute. It's so good, and I love the energy, the interaction between Portnoy, Rudess, and Petrucci when he is doing those riffs. I think the part starting after is definitely the best instrumental section on this album. Yeah, everyone's is just going nuts, and I'm talking about incredible songwriting here, not athletic prowess necessarily. It's just fascinating how they are putting together all this with all the variations. I don't want to get into too many details to spoil you too much, but everything you'd wish Dream Theater to write and to give you, they will give you that, and they created something incredible on that part that will take place after the 11 minutes and will stick up to the 15 minutes, almost the 16-minute marks. And Jordan Rudess is so fantastic on that part, and they have a part, him and Portnoy, that they are shining both together. It's a like saloon baroque piano passage. It's just so magnificent. You need to hear it. It's just so beautiful. Wink wink to Dance of Eternity, maybe a little bit. And yes, there's another out of this fucking world solo by John Petrucci at 16 minutes 45 seconds. One of the best, if not the best, of the whole package. And then you're done with that album. Libri will sing again, and you will have an epic like orchestral outro, and then it slows down for the last minute, and you're just almost out of breath thinking about what just happened. Overall, I'm really satisfied with that new record by Dream Theater. I'm not completely blown away, but they created a great successor to Black Clouds and Silver Lining. It's dark, there's no fillers, except maybe that little interludes, but you will not mind that much. Guitar solos are outstanding, out of this world. Rudess has some really wonderful moments. Lebry is singing within his current range, and Mike Portnoy is just delivering everything you will expect from him, maybe a little bit more in some moments. And yes, for those who are watching this after the release of date of this album, what do you think about this new Dream Theater record? Because I'm talking about that more than a week before the release, and I guess you're all very hyped Dream Theater's fan to listen to this whole record, and I can tell you, I think you will be satisfied, especially with the last two tracks, but there's not a track that I will skip on this album, except maybe that interlude that is totally useless. So, what did you think about that? Drop a like. If you want to stick with me, maybe subscribe. That's a possibility. But wishing you all the best. We have a great community of metal right here, but in general in the entire world. And yes, we need to give it the visibility it needs, it deserves, and can't wait to see some of you on the 70,000 tons of metal. I'm going right there today, and it will be amazing like always. Not the best lineup this year, but anyway, we will enjoy ourselves. Have a nice day, have a banger of a day, and wishing you all the best, metalheads. Cheers.